Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Telling Tales. Here we tell atmospheric stories together through the medium of tabletop role-playing games. It is Monday night, and we are playing Masks of Nyarlathotep with 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. And I, for one, am having lots of fun with it. Maybe more fun for me will happen this evening. How will the scales balance in the fun for me and the fun for the players this evening? We shall see. Anyway, there are lots of things on our YouTube, which is linked below the stream, including a Halloween game that I ran for some of the people who play this evening on Halloween night. So links to YouTube and Twitch, depending on which you're watching on, are below the stream, as well as our social media, our Discord, which you can join and come and chat with us and other people who enjoy things and are involved in the channel, and our Patreon, where you can support us if you enjoy what we do on the channel. I think that is everything. So quick recap. The group did the Peru preamble, made good friends with Jackson Elias, the author, who was writing about death cults. The group may or may not have saved the world there. Then a little while later got invited to New York by Jackson Elias, who they then found brutally and ritualistically murdered in his hotel room. They then investigated that and stopped some cult activity, maybe saved the world again. Too early to say at this point. And now have made their way back to England, basically following backwards down the steps of Jackson and ergo the Carlisle expedition. The group have met with the Inspector Barrington from New Scotland Yard, as well as the editor of a very prodigious newspaper known as The Scoop, and sarcasm. And now have some plans going forward to look into what have been termed the Egyptian murders, due to 17 of the 19 of them victims being Egyptian. Let's start bringing some people on. Let's bring on John, who plays Merritt Barton. Hey, John.
Hi, Jonny.
How's Merritt? What's
Merritt
going on?
Is doing, I think, all right. There's not an immediate sense of danger yet. And he, last session, he's appealed to the Penhew Foundation, like the Egyptology Association, to see about some sort of tutoring to try and learn ancient Egypt. So he's kind of, in his wheelhouse. It doesn't know how effective he's going to be with this stopping murders thing, but it worked once, and he's focusing on what he knows.
Lovely, thank you. Let's bring on Steve, who plays Edwin Price. Hey, Steve.
Good evening.
How is Edwin feeling about everything?
Well, still a bit sort of unsettled by there being yet another. Like, this is the second major city we've visited in, a week or so, a couple of weeks, and there seems to be some, vast organized cult here as well. So, and in terms of knowing what's going on, like in terms of, we don't really know much, and that's beginning to sort of eat at Edwin, I think, in terms of, we can't just keep going round and hoping we don't get kidnapped or murdered. We need more information, more leverage, I think. Something to go on would help.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Steve. Let's bring Sam on, who plays Mrs. Farwell. Hey, Sam.
Hello.
How's Mrs. Farwell? Stared into any good graveyards recently?
Many, very inspiring. Let's not talk about that though. Mrs. Farwell's still thoroughly spooked. I think it's a weird combination of like horrified and inspired. Not really a nice feeling, but sort of like, this has opened up a bit of a world for her after reading some books she definitely shouldn't have read and failing to control eldritch impacts upon her mind while doing so, despite using the Pomodoro method. I think maybe slightly recovered from that, but thoroughly in New York, she was the one who was like, hey, these are murderous cults. Maybe we should be a bit more careful. And now we're right down the murderous cult line again in London. Completely agree with all of Edwin's previous statements. On top of everything else. So brilliant. It's all great, basically.
Cool, thank you. Let's get Jack, who plays Ted Hobbs. Hey, Jack.
Hey.
How's Ted doing?
Ted's doing all right. He's in a city that he somewhat knows. So he's worked in before, and investigating murders related to cults now. Done it loads now. It's old hat.
We've done it. We've done it once, haven't we?
Once, loads, tomato.
I mean, it depends if you count the fat-sucking vampires as a cult.
Yeah.
Could be twice.
Oh,
yeah.
At which point, you could say, this isn't my first rodeo.
And it's not Ted's first rodeo, but that's a whole side quest that we can do in a bonus episode or something.
Ted's rodeo.
Excellent. Love it.
Cool,
That's
thanks. And finally, let's bring on Justin, who plays Mr. Farwell. Hey, Justin.
Hello.
You weren't with us for very much of last week.
Well, no, in spirit maybe, but more practically and literally no.
But we've done a little quick catch up. So, how's Mr. Farwell feeling about things?
Yeah, I think things they're certainly gonna get moving. We're in London. We're gonna have this whole thing sorted out. Bish bash bosh, all done.
I like the that. Good. Okay.
I'm planning to go to Egypt like next week. We'll have the whole thing sorted.
Cool. And you'll probably be able to get funding from the Penhew Foundation. No bother. Off we go. So anyway, it is, unless I'm completely mistaken, about midday on the 11th of February. You just been to the embassy, the Egyptian embassy, and in my notes, you had plans to go to the Blue Pyramid Club and to the spice shop, which is owned by Zara Shafiq. But yeah, I don't know if you wanted to have a in or out of character discussion on the details.
If I remember correctly, we had a conversation about how it would be good to go to the Black Pyramid Club sooner rather than later before we've incriminated ourselves.
The Blue Pyramid Club.
We're not at a black pyramid yet.
Blue Pyramid Club. You can see where I got confused though.
It's also because of the cult of the Black Pharaoh. I think.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not the Black Pyramid Club. Not that one. That's across the street from there, and we don't talk about that.
That's the legit one with no cult activity.
Yes. This is when the puzzle turns into there's a different color pyramid club all around the city, and we've got to figure out. Anyway, I remember us talking about how we should go to the Blue Pyramid Club now, because if there is something going on there, along the lines of the shop Juju House in New York, we should go before anyone has reason to suspect us of anything. And if they realize in hindsight we were there, well, oh well, they can't do anything about it now. That's my logic for going, tonight, effectively. Plus, we can get drinks easily in London.
Is the Blue Pyramid Club the sort of establishment that would offer lunch? Or is it more like a bar?
What do we know? We might not even know at this point, to be fair. Do we have any information about it other than the name?
Yeah. I'm not sure you would know. I don't think anybody asked any details of anybody.
Okay.
I think Mrs. Fowler would suggest we go in the evening. It just seems logical, given it's called a club. So we could go early evening at like 5:36. See what it looks like.
I think that's a good plan. And then speak to Miss Shafiq in the afternoon.
We know where it is, right, Johnny?
Yeah, and they're both very near each other.
And it's not like in a really dodgy part of town or anything.
It's just Soho.
Okay. I don't know what 20 Soho was like, really.
I mean, Soho's always dodgy, so it's all about.
But it's that sort of
I'd say it's dodgy in a
relative-
good way.
It's dodgy in a
Well,
Soho way rather than,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think I will suggest we get a cab there at 5 or something this evening. And I will book us one.
Okay, anything that you want to do in the daytime? It's got sort of a few hours before that.
Maybe have a wander around the area, just do a flyby essentially, and get the lie of the land. Check to see whether opening hours are visible either for the shop or the club. Just take the temperature of the check clientele, see whether it's busy. Get the feeling of the place, that sort of thing.
So you want to head down a little bit earlier, perhaps, then than
just sort of
5-ish.
Just for a walk.
Okay. Do you want to say you go for like 3 p.m? Something
Sure.
along those
Yeah.
lines. Okay. So yeah, you wander by. You wander by the club, and you can see that it very much does not look open. It looks to be an upper floor club sitting above a greengrocer's. The opening hours look to be 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. every night.
Okay.
And you can see a door behind which you assume will be a staircase leading you to the upper floor. It's 12B Meard Street, Meard, in case you wanted to make a note of that for anything. So there's quite a lot of it's a reasonably nice area, actually. There's a lot of sort of eating spots, coffee shops, and there looks to be quite a lot of artistic types around, sort of sitting, drinking a coffee and smoking outside.
I'll totally be thinking about an outfit that I could sort out to fit in, given the sort of people in the area.
Yeah, completely fair.
Maybe it's time opportunity to buy something new.
And then you wander past the spice shop, Empire Spices, which is 76 Wardour Street, Wardour. The opening hours are 9 till 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And I'm just going to do a history check for myself as to whether the 11th of February.
So much realism. Getting the right calendar dates and everything. I love the idea that someone would go back to a 20s calendar and be like,
You never know. Better to be safe than sorry.
I think I remember having to look this up last week. I think it was
You did, yeah.
Tuesday. I'm going to say no competence.
What year are we? 1925?
5. Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. So that's fine. Yes, it is open. It's not open on Sundays. I just wanted to double check. You know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. There is an obvious door to the shop, and from the front, there's also a couple of windows, and there is a wooden gate to the side of the shop that looks like it goes like a kind of small alleyway down the side of the shop.
Come on, Wilfred. I've been looking to buy some interesting flavors. Shall we see what we can find?
Sure, I'm sure I've been here before. Just trying to.
I will go and look to do some actual shopping for spices genuinely at first. Others can follow, obviously.
Okay. So as you walk in, there are a myriad of very pleasant, spicy smells that hit you. There are a couple of other customers in here. One looks to be potentially a chef on his way to work, and then there's a couple of more casual looking customers. And you can see the person that you might assume is Zara Shafiq from the way that she's sort of wandering around the shop. You know, she's not browsing. You can tell that she's sort of either the owner or staff. And she is she's got long dark hair, dressed all in black, tall and slim, and as she kind of looks over as you walk into the shop, you can see that she has quite striking green eyes, and she's quite a striking beauty, Mrs. Farwell would say, I think. And she gives a small smile and a nod as you walk in.
I glance at my husband, and then I will look at. I will possibly look at Ted. I'll go, Mr. Hobbs. While I'm shopping, do you want to lead the way, asking any questions, or can I help in any other way? You were approaching from the perspective of journalists, correct?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what led us to the spy shop again. I'm just trying to remember. Was it
the
something
embassy,
that the consulate guy?
Yeah.
No, this was Inspector Barrington.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Said that he had spoken to her, and she
had worked with the Penhew Foundation. She'd heard of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, but thought it had died out.
And Barrington said that he felt she was not entirely forthcoming about something.
Yes.
Not necessarily that she was lying, just that she knew something she wasn't saying.
and she has visited the Blue Pyramid apparently.
But the person at the embassy did know who she was. You mentioned and knew the spice shop basically.
I think my statement will stand because we need some approach to this, and I don't really want to drop Barrington's name.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what angle we take with it. I mean, I could say I'm a journalist, and just thinking, is she going to just completely climb up again or not be forthcoming? But I can't see why. What other reason would just be randomly asking about a cult that she thinks.
You could start off by saying you're doing an advertising feature on spices, and then I don't know how you'd get from there to cult activity.
These spices are to die for, maybe even
and now
kill for.
And now I've got my blatant lie out of the way. Let's get to the story.
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
You could maybe say, as an Egyptian business person, you're looking for statements from people around London about feelings about the murders. A bit of a vox populi thing.
Yeah, one sort of angle is, rather than journalists, is go the Jackson Elias route, going, well, I'm writing a book about about cults, and almost forget about the murders. What does she know about this whole Black Pharaoh cult? That the fact that she thinks they've died out, I mean, she knows something. You know, we couldn't have said it. We thought it died out before we knew it existed. So go that angle and almost forget about the murders, or don't bring up the murders unless she does. And then, so worst cases, we'll just do a quick save before and try another angle if that doesn't work. So yeah, do you know what? I'll go with that angle. I think I'm overthinking it. So
I will, as I joined you at the embassy, I'll join you now.
I'm definitely close enough to listen and pay attention, but I'm browsing spices.
Yeah, I suppose we all walked in together. All of a sudden, there was like an influx of people in the shop. That it doesn't mean we all know each other. We do want to try.
I probably would have stayed outside. I don't think I have much to offer here, particularly.
As you're kind of prepping yourself to go and chat, you see a sort of lanky guy in blue overalls come out of the door into the back, whatever is in the back, carrying a big sort of box, like a wooden crate sort of box out, which he then drops down onto a cabinet side and starts unloading boxes of spices into a couple of bits of the shop, and you see him kind of look over at you as you're kind of wandering towards where Zara is.
I will go over to Zara and introduce myself. And yeah, I'll say, hiya. What's her name again? Zara. What was her name?
Shafiq.
Are you Miss Shafiq?
Yes. And you are?
Ted. Ted Hobbs. And I'll offer my hand to shake it.
A pleasure, Mr. Hobbs. And what spices are you seeking today?
Well, I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to spices, but what I'm really here for is some information you might be able to help me with.
I see.
I'm continuing the work of a friend of mine that's recently passed away. He was a bit of an expert in cults and the sort of macabre like that. And through some of his research, your name came up and knowing some information about a cult of a Black Pharaoh.
Well, my back home in Egypt, my grandmother used to tell me that they would come and get me if I didn't do my chores. But I think they existed a long time ago, and like a kind of boogeyman now, perhaps.
Well, I mean, that's some boogeyman. Could you? I'm guessing there's a little bit more story to it than just coming to get you if you don't get your chores. There's got to be something that made them even scarier, maybe.
Well, they once existed as a secret society, but they died out long before I was born. Hence, them becoming usable as a imaginary punishment for misdeeds of a young girl. But yes, that's all there is to it, I think.
That's strange.
Can
Why
I
you're, yeah. Why your
roll a
name's appealing to
psychology?
me.
Could I roll a psychology on her to see if?
Yeah,
Yeah. I would also like to do that if that's okay. Paying attention.
yeah.
Which one? This one.
Oh, that's not a success at all.
That's also not a success at all.
Never mind.
That is a 95, which is a fumble with the score that I have.
Okay. Well, you both have no reason to believe that she's not telling the truth.
Okay.
Do you think there's any reason why this particular secret society that there've been hundreds or thousands throughout the years, why this one in particular has been used? Or was used by your grandmother, I guess, as a...
Well, I suppose the question could be asked about any of these things. Why, Mr. Hobbs, when you were a child, did you believe that a fairy came and took your teeth away and left you a half penny?
No, but I guess the tooth fairy never did really exist, whereas if this cult did exist, why this one out of all the others that existed has stuck around is the question, I suppose, or the name of it has stuck around.
Yes, a fair point. I'm afraid I'm not an expert in these things, though.
Okay. I suppose, turning to more recent matters, I know there has been a string of murders that the papers have dubbed the Egyptian murders. I don't know how accurate that is. And again, in my friend's research notes, there was suggestion that this cult may be linked. As I suppose would you put any credibility to that?
No, as I say, I think they're long since gone, but that's not to say that there isn't a real terrible thing going on at the moment. I've been getting Edjo here to walk me home at the end of the night. It's unsettling.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's quite horrible, really, what's going on.
Yes.
Have you lost anyone in the recent deaths, I mean?
No. Well, a customer or two, but nobody I knew well.
Still tragic.
Yes. Very much so.
Okay. Well, if I'll leave you my card, and if you think of anything, feel free to get in touch.
She takes it, has a look, and thank you, Mr. Hobbs.
I will approach the desk with a handful of spices that I wish to buy.
Ah, very nice. May I recommend a little of this with these?
Oh, thank you. I will Much appreciated. I'm rather a novice in these things.
Well, you've put together quite a wonderful assortment, but this will help to set off the other two.
Spice.
Ted.
And all that.
Ted and I politely make our exit, as we are not affiliated with this pair of customers.
I think if Mrs. Farwell is gonna. Don't know if I've got anything to add.
I
Go
would
on,
say
Edwin.
Mr. and Mrs. Farwell spot the sort of shop hand is kind of out of the corner of his eye watching Ted and Merritt leave the shop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overly covert, he's kind of
Sure.
Yeah. Is his demeanor like aggressive in any way, or is it kind of just like
not aggressive. He's sort of
I
still
already-
unpacking things, but you can just see that he's sort of like,
Yeah, I feel the psychologist. It's that frustrating moment when it's like, I really want to know if the relationship is he is protective of her and he doesn't want her to get messed up in this, or if his demeanor is like, don't tell them anything, I'm watching you. But I probably can't gauge that because I've failed the psychology. So
Does he have an evil twirly moustache? Is the main.
It's the
Um,
1920s. Everyone has an evil twirly mustache.
What I will tell you is that he's definitely looking more at them than like glowering at her, which would imply he's
Yeah.
trying to not get her to say anything, if you know what I mean.
I vaguely, I get the impression it's generally just, which is very fair given the context of what's going on. So that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I'll glance at Mr. Farwell in case there's anything to say, but I don't think I'm going to say anything else. I think I'm going to be a normal Spice customer for now.
Yeah, no,
Other than having
I'm
a
fine
good
with
look
that.
around the shop to see if there's anything that stands out to me, but I suspect there won't be in this part of the shop.
One other thing to note is it's a 2-story building, and there's no sign to say that upstairs is, for example, a Blue Pyramid Club or similar. So it may be that upstairs is residential, just as a completely other aside for you. But no, there's nothing else in the shop to, of note. All just spices, and it's like one door to outside with 2 windows at the front, and then a door through to the back, whatever the back is.
Once we're outside, I'll go, well, that was a bit of a bust. I suppose you can't force people to share what they don't want to, but I didn't get a read from her. Did anyone else?
No, nothing.
Inscrutable. I suppose we can go off to... what was his name again? The police guy. I don't have his name.
Barrington.
I guess we'll just have to go off Barrington's words that there's something else she's not sharing and she just doesn't want to for the moment. Perhaps we'll come back.
Perhaps if we find something more direct, we'll be able to pull something out of her.
Still, I got something from this trip. Hold up my spices.
Cool. So I guess maybe sort of wander around Soho for another hour, maybe go get a coffee if you're waiting until the Blue Pyramid opens.
Lots of nice parks.
Go clothes shopping.
Go to Carnaby Street.
Montage.
Yeah, you're right near like Regent Street, Oxford Street, Piccadilly Circus.
I feel like Ted's probably dressed to suit the area. I feel like I can probably force Wilfred into some clothes that will, fit this sort of like.
Wilfred's 100% dressed properly for Soho in the 1920s.
Yeah.
like
I'm
you know,
wondering
just
about-
like
I'm wondering about Edwin and Merritt. Do you think for going into a club in Soho, this is what
There is
Winifred's
no
only
look
dating.
inside. There is no look in Soho in the 1920s that is not appropriate because every walk of life visits Soho in the 1920s.
Fair. Maybe it's more of a vibe then.
You need to. If you look like you're too straight laced, then maybe that'll be a problem. But even that,
I mean, that is possibly a problem for Edwin because Edwin's like, you know.
But there's all kinds of straight laced people who find services in Soho that are of interest. So yeah.
Well, if Edwin looks a bit straight laced, I will absolutely recommend coming shopping with me.
Well, he would go along with you, probably under some degree of sufferance.
Johnny, shopping montage, please.
I was going to say, this is like the early 2000s. Geeky girl takes off her glasses and lets her hair down.
We all now discover that Edwin's got 95 in appearance. He's just a really attractive man. We're just like,
sadly not the case. Sadly not the case.
Yeah, you have no trouble getting whatever kind of clothes you want around here, I think. Cool. You probably also have time for a cup of tea or coffee. And then
how's Winifred?
Yeah. I was just about to say this might be the same point. Go on, what were you going to say, Steve?
I'm like, as a player, I am interested in how Winifred's behavior is.
Yeah.
Because I think it's fair to say we probably noticed something.
Yeah, that's fair. Have you brought anything up in character at this point? Or have you just been observing?
I
think it's calmed down. I think I've been maybe just glancing at graveyards I haven't been walking up to, and you might not have noticed for a day or so.
There's something I was planning to discuss with you later on, but now is possibly not the best.
Okay. Well, I was going to say if we get a moment in like a coffee shop, I think Winifred will, if we're all sat round, and it's either busy enough that no one's going to hear us, or we've got a quiet space in the corner or something. I will lean to everyone slightly and just go, I suppose I should explain my behavior when we arrived in London and my slight detachedness. I apologize I didn't talk about it immediately. It was a bit of a shock, really. Well, to cut to the point, I think I know exactly what those creatures were in the basement in New York. I believe
the four figures surrounding.
Yes, they were dead for certain. Yeah, they were risen after death, and they were killed in a ritualistic manner, specifically with the intention of raising. After death via a horrific ritual, the priest can chant over their body and gain control over them for nearly a day, giving simple commands and such. But they will eventually break down. I got an insight into this that I really don't think I wanted in reading the Africa's Dark Sex book. And ever since, it's haunted me. Thinking about passing beyond the veil and then returning in some horrific form like that, it's been on my mind a lot.
That is understandable. It is hard to contemplate, and if I'd not seen examples of this sort of unnatural thing, I struggle to believe it. But well, with those creatures and the Karasiri, we've seen, well, two aberrations of nature.
I don't quite know how to explain it, but I think I know how it works, which is not something I ever really wanted, but somehow it all makes sense.
How is Mr. Farwell reacting to this?
I think that I've been observing that Winifred for some time and not super sure about what exactly was going on, but knowing that the time in America had been deeply affecting, which is what I assumed to be the cause of all of this. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is confusing, but so much of what we do is confusing, and the supernatural elements of it are difficult to understand. So that's kind of, yeah, I guess uncertain, and yeah.
I think maybe Winifred will lean into Wilfred at this point and shed a small tear before composing herself after a moment, and then just finishing by saying, obviously, given that this ritual relies on the horrific killing of someone, I'm never going to find out if my knowledge is correct, but that's what I know at this point.
I don't suppose your understanding of these things, as you say, leads you to know how to disrupt anything like that? I've been increasingly worried that we simply don't have a handle on what is possible, what these people we end up meeting are capable of, and that lack of knowledge is, well, we are fighting at a massive disadvantage. I hate to bring it up, but I was thinking perhaps there was another book that one of you mentioned. I think the diary. Who was it by? He says, checking his notes. Montgomery Crompton.
Yes.
That mentioned a Pharaoh of Darkness, which, well, to me, I mean, it doesn't seem a 1,000 miles away from a Black Pharaoh. Do you think? I was wondering perhaps if I might borrow that book and perhaps read it for myself, try to gain some insight. I suppose the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh was not mentioned further in the Africa's Dark Sects book.
I didn't actually finish the book, to be perfectly honest. I only managed to get some way through, and although I have all of those books, I suggest extreme caution. Both myself and Mr. Barton have now experienced how deeply impactful they can be.
Yes, I understand, but I hate to say it, but I feel, well, I don't know that we will be able to fight this without subjecting ourselves to some of the knowledge that knowledge is the wrong word. Knowledge is, it doesn't feel.
Darkness.
Yes.
That's what it felt like reading that book. Something you've reminded me of. I also read a poetry book that mentioned the Dread Ruler Nitocris, who may be the same as this priestess we've been talking about or heard of. She was the last queen of the 6th dynasty of ancient Egypt. I wonder if that dynasty may also be connected with the Black Pharaohs. Perhaps that's worth investigating. There was fire and blackness and an underground chamber in that too. That might connect.
I've been rereading through Dr. Austen's notes of his sessions with Carlyle. And, well, it's not quite a pharaoh, but he described seeing a figure that was gaunt, dark, and carrying an ankh. An inverted ankh blazing on his forehead. Which it doesn't say pharaoh, but there's definitely an Egyptian tinge.
I think we have some further things to investigate in the library tomorrow, perhaps. Assuming we're not too hungover. As to your... Sorry, go on, John.
Well, I will not be. So, if all else fails, Mrs. Farwell, I will blaze forward on my own.
Always to be relied upon, Mr. Butt. I'll look at Mr. Price. I can just say, Mr. Price, as to your specific question about these creatures and how to combat them, I know that they will break down and need to be renewed after a point, not too long, within a day or so. They also can only follow simple instructions. Jonny, I've got a question now. I have the full thing written down, full spell written down, and it says, will perform mundane and simple tasks, but it doesn't say who it will take orders from in the spell. It sort of maybe implies only the priest, but I just wanted to check, because if not, that's quite a big thing.
Yeah, it would be the person who has cast it, and then potentially if they also like pass that on, delegate, as it were.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I will then say they can only follow simple instructions, but that would normally only be from the one who created them, I think, or those they'd chosen. So I suppose it's not the most helpful, but if we find ourselves encountering any more of those creatures, then our top priority should be to, well, kill the person who's controlling them.
Well, that did seem to work reasonably well last time, Edwin says.
I'm not exactly sure what they will do without a command, but I don't think they really have a mind of their own.
In some ways, that is, well, comforting. Anyway, that's possibly enough talk on these dark subjects for now. Shall we finish our coffees and head elsewhere?
Gladly.
Hopefully shopkeeper hasn't been listening in.
He just stood there traumatized with the, asking if he wants a refill or whatever.
He's just been pouring the coffee for like 3 minutes.
This guy's got an everlasting coffee for someone.
we just look up, and it is one of the creatures, and it's just like coffee.
Okay. On to the Blue Pyramid Club. Okay. Are you going like for 6 o'clock? Or are you waiting until a little
If we know
after?
it opens at 6, then I wouldn't want to go at 6.
We've got a reputation to uphold.
I mean, yeah, like
It would be weird, I think, to be there.
I would say it depends on the vibe. Is there anyone there? Is there like a queue?
I mean, like we live round the corner.
True.
Like we literally live round the corner from this place. So we do have reputation to uphold.
That's when we got. We've been here before.
The Farwell residence is like we'll be within 200 meters or something.
I did not realize we were actually that close. Also been here before, Jonny.
Why did we go to a coffee shop and spend and talk about
because you're not our friend, you're just our work colleague.
Wow.
We literally invited them to our house earlier. So funny.
Anyway, yeah, no, I think 6:30 or 7 would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, have we been here before, Jonny? I might as well ask the question since we do kind of live in London.
I don't think you would have done necessarily.
No, I mean, yeah,
There are a lot of clubs.
There
I don't really get the impression.
so many bars and clubs in this area. Why would you go to one that largely caters towards like Egyptian expats?
Miss Farwell is totally a hipster.
Sure.
Okay. You wander towards the club. Let's split the difference and say 6:45. There is no queue outside. The door isn't open. There's nobody on the door. You have just been to New York, so maybe fresh in your mind the idea of knocking on the door. It is February, so perhaps the doorman is inside. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's closed or anything weird that there's not anybody outside.
I will knock.
Yeah.
Okay. The door opens, and you are greeted by a well-dressed doorman who says, "Good evening. Membership cards, please."
I was hoping we could sign up today. Are you taking new members?
He looks at the group.
I would like to make a charm roll, and say like that we drink locally. We are locals, and we are just interested in trying the place out, seeing the place.
Okay, can you make that roll? Also, Sam, I think Mrs. Farwell has the highest credit rating, right? What's your credit rating?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, 50.
Okay.
I've passed the roll 32 under 48.
Okay. He looks around at the group and says, "All right, £5 a person."
We all look at the Farwells.
I will cover for us.
Five quid's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting paid what? £15 for the article or whatever.
This better be like an annual membership rather than £5 for a visit.
It's not.
Somebody wanders up to the door and holds their card up, and he nods and smiles, and they wander in past you.
If we're going to be coming back and forth from this place, it might be worth having cards.
I think I will look to Mr. Farwell and go, "You better be coming back."
I mean, they better have good drinks.
But I will. I possibly won't I'll kind of make it obvious that I'm willing to pay for others, but I won't automatically do it for others than us too.
I mean, I also have a reasonable credit rating, and I'm happy to split the costs with my wife, given that she's so
spending
reluctant.
level.
Well, I think we've
Can
also
you
got
get a
bit of money
critical
left
success
over from
on?
our,
It's for like 3 men.
Can you get a critical success on a credit rating roll? Or
there was no roll on credit rating. It was
just
purely
spending
sure.
there is a number that your
Like-
credit rating.
Well, we have a spending level as well on our sheets, don't we?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mine
Does
is
anyone not have £5?
$5. Yeah. So
Max Riser points out that this is worth £390 in today's money.
Yeah.
It's just a hip Soho club.
No, I mean, fine.
Jeez.
Where do you see what your spending limit is?
mine's at like the
It's
very bottom
cash
of
and
the
assets, second page.
Yeah, second page of character sheet.
I might have to recalculate my cash and assets because I don't think I've
Okay.
looked at it since I created my character.
And
Yeah.
we did get some money from the Peruvian expedition.
Yeah, we'll just
Don't know
have to
how
get a
much
receipt.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on
Yeah,
trying
true.
to
Get a
claim it back
receipt.
from see if we can get away with claiming it back from the scoop and
Exactly.
newspaper. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, we've got the guys that in America we can claim stuff back.
Yeah,
Carlton
that's it.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Oh,
That
that's 3
is
places
that was
claim
going
back.
to be my plan.
mhm, Yeah.
Can I have
Um,
3 receipts then?
So he collects the cash from each of you, and then says, "Right, names, please." And you see he picks up this sheet that's like a register sheet with space at the bottom.
I'll be giving my actual name because, again, I intend to come back.
Yeah. I think I will as well. I wasn't intending not to at this point. So
Oh god,
Yeah,
go on,
same.
Dan.
But you guys can do whatever you want. You can have your cards say whatever you want. But
I love the idea of us
people-
having this
we-
conversation
also,
character
like,
right in front of him.
we might be recognised here. Like there could be our neighbour. like could be in the
Are we going to be selling this townhouse in future, Johnny? Is this like
It depends how badly you embarrass yourself in front of the neighbors.
Okay. Everybody pays up, and he creates these little cards for each of you. And you hear him unlock a drawer, and he pulls out a small stamp and stamps the front of the card with a sort of blue pyramid logo, and hands them out to each of you, and says, "I hope you all have a lovely evening. If you need a cab call in for the end of the night, let me know."
kindly.
Thank you.
Does he seem? I realize I'm always just in psychology mode. It doesn't have to be a full psychology. Does he seem like a bit surprised by a load of like random people off the street coming? Is this? Is this something that happens regularly, or is this?
Is he paid enough to care?
He certainly doesn't seem. Yeah, he's as much as you would go anywhere and sign up for something. He's not acting any differently to that.
Perhaps he gets commission.
I'm trying
Could
to.
have.
Okay, I was basically trying to gauge
we're
if we're
gonna-
going to walk up there and everyone's going to know everyone, or it's not quite like that. It's not like that. It's not so bad.
I mean, it'll be a private members club, so they like people will know each other, but also people are like relatively private. You'll go to a private members club to see the people you want to see and be left alone by other people. Otherwise, you would go to a public club. That's why you're in a private members club. I mean, the annoying thing is we're going to go upstairs and see that they're going to be talking about raising the prices this year to £3, and we'll know just how much we can cost.
He directs you up some stairs. You can also see that you pass, basically go around and kind of come back on yourself to get to the foot of the stairs. And you can see that sort of behind you as you're looking up the stairs is a lift, like an elevator lift. But you go up the stairs, kind of come back on yourself again. You see that same lift in front of you. And then There is a door to your right. He's kind of given you some small directions on where to go when you get upstairs. So you recognize this door, which takes you into a corridor. Then there is a door to your left, which, if you've remembered your directions correctly of what he's given you, this is like a coffee room. To your right is a door for a drawing room. And then straight ahead is a ballroom. So you can't see any of these at present because they're all closed doors. But yeah, that's kind of your...
I think... Does it sound like there's much activity going on, or is it all more or less quiet?
You can hear some music coming from straight ahead from the ballroom.
Okay, cool. I think, first of all, before we go in anywhere, assuming we're not, we're going up the stairs, we've got a moment at least before we're going in somewhere. I think I'll just say to the group, maybe we should not immediately go in asking questions, and also, if we're under the assumption this place isn't the core of a cult, I'll say relatively quietly, we want to approach this offering them something. I don't know. I'm thinking they might be interested in our stories, and we can share stories or something like that. I don't know.
I think that I think that's broadly right, but I do think that we'll see. But these kinds of places tend to have ways of connecting members together. So if we're members now, we're as long as we're of repute and don't do anything to tarnish our relationship with the club, we should be able to access the services like concierge services that connect us to other members or other things like that. So I think some slight inquiring probably isn't too amiss.
Well, it's still early. Perhaps one more coffee. I will open the door to the coffee room.
Sure. Yeah, so there are numerous tables set out with basically just 2 chairs at each. Although you can see that already somebody has pulled a chair from one of them to make a 3 on one of the other tables. There is also a sort of bench seat against one of the walls, and a counter where somebody is making hot drinks. And a small amount of chatter coming from a couple of the tables. So yeah, there's like a 3 and a 2 in here currently in terms of people.
First and most important question: does it look like it's worth the cost, Johnny?
It's very nicely appointed. The third person on the table of 3 looks to be the one who walked past you at the door. You recognize them as the person who came past you and in.
Okay.
They pay little mind to you coming in here. They're engaged in their own conversation.
Let's put some tables together and form a 5.
I was going to suggest perhaps splitting into 2 groups and trying to be a bit more nondescript.
Yeah, that's probably better than us all just taking over whatever room we end up in, if there's this sort of numbers in others.
Well, then in that case,
I'm up for looking around elsewhere.
I mean, I would, Mrs. Farwell, would you like to check out the ballroom?
I'm having a coffee. This smells wonderful in here.
Right. Well, then I guess I'll take Ted for a spin.
Rude.
See if you can keep up.
I will join Mrs. Farwell in a drink, as for now I may be able to match her.
We'll see about that.
How strong the coffee is,
That's true. Barton does not have a strong caffeine tolerance.
Oh, it's adorable.
Steve, what is Edwin up to? I'm going to say for now, for my ease, Corporal Shane has popped home for a while.
I would probably be still in the coffee room. Yes, with that group, having a drink.
Yep.
maybe trying to, just again observing, listening, getting the vibe of the place,
Mhm.
that sort of thing.
Yep. Okay. So Mr. Farwell and Ted are going to the ballroom. Is that right?
I think we're having a look around, and
Yeah.
the ballroom is a direction we can definitely look in. I would be liking. I think my plan is to be roll spot hidden and see if there's anything suspicious that sticks out on first glance, such as doors saying "Do not enter," covered in bloody handprints, things like that.
Yeah. There's 3 of those.
3 of those. Oh.
No.
One's the men's room. Like it's just
No, but that's a good sign, because you worry when the bloody handprints are on the other side.
Sure.
True.
No, true.
Okay. Yeah. So you go into the ballroom. There is some live music from a quartet going on the stage at the far end of the room. It's quite a large ballroom. You can also see that there are a few people kind of, jigging a little bit. There are also some belly dancers kind of working their way around the room. And you can also see kind of leaning against the back wall of the room is quite a large, you would guess, Egyptian man in a like a suit, who you might assume is potentially the proprietor or some part of management of this. The way he's kind of looking around the room and standing on his own. He's kind of, he's not looking around in the way that somebody who was kind of just visiting would be. He's sort of scoping, keeping an eye on things. And one of the dancers kind of comes up to you and says, would you like a drink, gentlemen? All the while this music's going on in the background and the low kind of chatter volume as well.
Do they do Turkish coffee?
Are you asking her for coffee?
Yeah.
I'm afraid there are no hot drinks in the ballroom, sir. We do have a dedicated coffee room just down the corridor.
Fair enough. Then I'll have some gin.
Very good.
I'll say coffee's out of the menu. What would you recommend? What's good?
Ooh, we have a lovely Egyptian beer, which I think is highly recommended for gentlemen such as yourselves.
Yeah, I'll have one then, please.
She heads off with her tray of used glasses and bottles. And returns a couple of minutes later with each of your drinks. And then she seems to almost swap with one of the other girls, and she kind of starts dancing, and the other one takes the tray and goes around. You presume they have shifts based on this as to who's doing what when. There is also who you assume is kind of a bouncer, kind of wanders over to the other man. So the guy who you think is potentially sort of proprietor material is in a white suit with a black shirt. And then this sort of bouncer looking guy is in black suit, black shirt. And you see they share a couple of words, and then the bouncery looking guy kind of does a loop of the outside of the room again. Seems to just be wandering around and kind of keeping an eye on things.
Don't think we want to make too much of a name ourselves just yet and start speaking to the guy. Might be a bit too conspicuous. Shall we see what else is going on elsewhere?
Yeah, you feel free to go. Keep looking around. I'm taking in the ballroom. See if I can see anything else going on.
Okay, I'll catch up with you somewhere.
The group in the coffee room. Are you just sitting, drinking coffee, and having a chat amongst yourselves?
I am eavesdropping on one of the other groups in.
That was exactly what my plan was as well.
Yep.
Okay. Would you like to make listen rolls?
I would like to try. I'm retiring
bad rolls
those
today.
dice.
Bad rolls for me today.
Mhm.
We're getting no information on this trip, are we?
Okay.
Can all three of us
Yeah.
listen, or does one of us have to like?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess we can take it in turns. Oh, okay. Well, I rolled a 12, which I'm almost certain is listen. Oh gosh, yeah. So my listen is 47. So
It's a hard.
that is a hard success, not an extreme.
Okay. Really just boring, nondescript conversation. They do mention the sort of most recent of the murders that's taken place, but just in a kind of, when are they going to find whoever's doing this kind of, but and then the guy actually says, "Oh, I think those people are new this evening. Saw them signing up at the door." And his friends can go, "Oh, okay, yeah, good, yeah." It's boring, really.
It's like, someone's extra tickets for the raffle at Christmas.
Yeah.
I love to imagine it's really mundane, just like intensely mundane.
It's very mundane.
Good.
Oh, adorable.
I
guess I might wander up to the person who's serving the coffee and just strike up an idle conversation about the club itself. New person here. How long has this place been open? Never seen it. Never really come across it before. Trying local places. Just kind of see if I get a bit of information about the club. Just casual, I'm not prying. I'm doing it very much as idle conversation.
Okay. Yeah. They give you a little bit of history of the club as they know it, and they mention that the owner is often around the club, and he's in this evening in the ballroom. If you had any more questions about the club,
I might subtly just be like, try and get the owner's name at least in that conversation.
Yeah, they give that. It's Abdul Nawisha, Nawisha.
Okay.
I've also got, which I probably should have done earlier, but I have got just a layout of the Blue Pyramid Club for you. There you are. So 2 is the coffee room, 6 is the drawing room, 4 is the ballroom. This is obviously the stage where the band are playing. And yeah, the Abdul is kind of, or who you might assume is Abdul based on both parts of information that not all of you have. He's kind of leaning against this wall, and the bouncer looking fellow is kind of working his way around the outside and back again. It's obviously the stairs that you came up and then the lift.
I think maybe I would also ask about the name, the Blue Pyramid Club. I'm just casually, but I'm kind of going, what does it mean? Where is it from? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Perhaps just, obviously Egypt ties in, but I'm not sure where the blue came from.
Jonny, is the decor like themed around a blue pyramid sort of thing, or is it just very generically kind of an Egyptian style decor?
It's sort of Egyptian in theme. There are a number of large mirrors in a lot of the rooms, in that kind of way that you attempt to make something look bigger. But yeah, it's not like blue pyramid themed precisely.
In that case, I think my last moment before I go sit down with the others again would just be to cast my eye around the room slowly, just seeing if anything stands out to me that it's something that I would bring up a point of conversation about, like in this room. But if there isn't anything else, then I will go sit down again.
Yeah, there's nothing specific really in here.
Just normal coffee vibe, normal coffee room
Yeah.
vibe. Okay. Yeah, I will thank them politely and go sit down.
Okay, during the time that kind of these two things in the two different rooms are going on, a few more people are filtering in, starting to get a bit busier now. The ballroom, especially by the time, is Wilfred heading back through?
No, what I would like to do is try to strike up a conversation with one of the dancers, because they're kind of circulating, aren't they? Or is it kind of waitresses that are circulating? What staff are circulating that might know things about people who have been to the club, talk to members of the club before, perhaps people who have been injured? I want to kind of like find one of them and strike up a conversation, and
Okay, yeah, it's sort of dancers / waitresses.
Sure.
Or the alternatives, so that your options are them, the two suited guys that you've seen, or every sort of little while the
proprietor.
Yeah, but the musicians will have a break.
Sure. Okay. I think I'll start with like the waitresses, and like dancers, so some of them, because I think that they probably have the most interaction with the customers and the members, and who. So. But I think I'd first start off, if I was able to start a conversation with one of them, just asking them, are they, are they from London, or are they from Egypt and they've come to London? How do they find themselves here? What are they like? Yeah.
Okay. So you speak to a different one to the one that brought you the drink last time.
Sure.
She sort of you catch her eye, and she says, "A drink, sir?"
No, I just wanted to talk. This club is so impressive. I've only just joined. From my, in my opinion, does she look like an Egyptian person who is?
Here? You would guess that she's.
Then I'll ask them. Are they from London, or are they from Egypt? What's that kind of thing? Mostly just trying to because I think if they are from Egypt, I think I'd also kind of take the angle of I'm thinking of going to Egypt soon, you know, and kind of like strike up a conversation that way.
Okay. Well, I have always lived in London. My parents moved here, but I have been to Egypt. Do you? You said you were new at the club. Do you know anybody else here?
No, me and my wife had just decided to join. We only live around the corner.
Okay, very nice.
But I've been hearing all of these stories about how members have been. You know, I know it's probably not a good thing, not that we want to talk about tonight, but I guess it kind of piqued our curiosity a little.
Yes, a very
It must be
strange
awful.
set of events.
I mean, you know, wherever whenever you're out in London, you're liable that friends or customers can disappear anytime. But it's never nice when someone that you know, someone you've been serving drinks to or doing jobs for, disappears. Anyway, I kind of try to coax out of her whether she knew any of the people.
Can
who
you make
disappeared,
a
basically.
psychology roll as you're saying that stuff?
Sure, yeah. With my I think I've got like tiny psychology skills, and I am going to be, I think, failing that roll. Yes.
Okay. I will say that you can see that something's kind of bothering her about something that you've just said. You're not sure on the specifics or in what way it's bothered her. But she says, yes, it's not a nice thing to be happening.
I can see that I've made you uncomfortable. Thanks for talking anyway, and I hope you have a nice evening.
No problem. You sure I can't get you a drink?
No, I'm still nursing this one.
She kind of goes off and starts getting drinks for other people.
Sure. After a while, if nothing really looks strange, then I might rejoin the group. But yeah, after finishing my drink.
Can you make a spot hidden roll?
I can give that a go. 57 is not a great roll, and it definitely doesn't come under 29, so that is a fail.
Okay.
You're doing so well investigating here.
Well, you know.
Yeah. So I presumably head back to the others.
Yeah.
Everyone meets up in the coffee room, I suppose.
Well, I have learnt that the owner of this place, or the proprietor, is Abdel Nawisha. That's about it so far.
I described that I think he's in the ballroom, and say that just say I talked to some of the waitresses there. I think they must know some of the members who are missing, but it seems to be a bit of a soft topic, understandably.
Well,
Anything else we'd like to do?
There's one room that no one's been in yet. Anyone care to join me in the drawing room?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you head into the drawing room, which, as you can see, has a few sofas, comfy chairs, a couple of small tables, and there is a little cloud of smoke as you enter. Cigarette smoke, not a fire, and
Not yet.
yeah, you can hear the sort of the low babble of conversation. A few sort of groups sitting around having their own conversations.
And I think I see there's like a small table and a couple of chairs.
Mm-hmm.
If we gather round one of those,
Is it just
will-
is it just Merritt and I, or
I think everyone's moving into
Yeah,
is
the
everyone
I
moving in?
think.
Hello,
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
If it doesn't seem, like we're swarming rooms to do it, if it's busy enough that it's not awkward, yeah.
I mean, if you want some space, you can have indicated that, and we can split up again. That's
my
fine.
intention is just to eavesdrop on whoever's in this room.
Are there any interesting sort of curios or books or anything like that sort of in the drawing room? Anything that catches the eye?
Not really. There's some Egyptian art on the walls, but yeah, nothing. There's not sort of no books or
big artifacts that like emanate power.
no, nothing like that.
Walk around the walls and peruse the art.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit myself down at a table with whoever joins me and eavesdrop on the group behind us.
Okay. Feel free to make some listen rolls.
Roll
Anyone
better.
who is listening.
Dice.
That's better. That is a pass.
Hey, that's a pass. That's a very good pass.
I'll tell Merritt that I can't hear anything over the smoke.
Amazing. I would like to not listen because it's meta to always do the same rolls, and I would like to take the opportunity to appraise the artwork because that seems fun. And I upped my appraise roll before, and I want to try rolling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's a lot more boring conversation. People talking about sort of their businesses, and sort of private club conversation. Nothing of any particular relevance that you can kind of string together. Sam, did you actually want to make an appraise roll for the artwork?
Heck yeah. Oh my god, one off. I'm spending point of luck. I'm ticking a goddamn skill in this game. I haven't ticked a single skill since we started, so I'm doing it.
I'm going to make a law roll to see if stealing this art.
I passed an appraise.
Yeah, is the art worth more than £5?
Gonna make it back.
It does look like it's reasonably legitimate Egyptian artwork. Maybe worth a reasonable amount in a private sale.
Nice. But there's no obvious theme to it of a particular.
No, it's
history
it's pop art. It's
showy
it's it's almost like it's what you would expect to be here, kind of thing.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Nonetheless, I enjoy looking around for a while myself, I think.
I got a 1 on my roll, which is really disappointed.
Oh,
I think for that I should be able to hear exactly what's going on everywhere in this
You
building.
can hit all the rooms, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
powers
it's
unlocked.
all at once, so I can make none of it out.
You
Yeah.
hear them talking about their business, and you feel like you can make a really good investment on the stock exchange or something.
Unfortunately, my last £5 was spent to get in.
Ah, better
Do you
solve this
know-
mystery then.
Do you know what, Jack? You can't figure out who it is out of which group because you kind of picking up a bunch of different conversations. But you think that one of the groups might be doing to you what you're doing to them.
I can hear them listening, is what you're saying.
There are slightly longer gaps than you would expect between questions and responses.
There's also feedback.
I guess
That's
it's
amazing.
they're almost having similar conversation that we're having, where it doesn't really mean anything. It's just it almost sounds almost rehearsed.
They've repeated
Yeah.
the same line of dialogue 3 times.
I was going to say, this is where the whole room is just going around with the same dialogue, listen to everyone else's.
Oh my god! Like I'm just like Oblivion NPC. Like any news from the
Exactly.
Ragnar's wands are really.
Okay, I suppose that unfortunately, if I think they're listening in on us, it's difficult to say that to the rest of the group without. Don't look now, but someone's listening to us.
Has anyone been offering us drinks in here, Johnny? Or is this...
No, not at present.
Okay, that's
I would. Jack,
I
you
was
probably
going to say
think that.
Sorry, yeah.
I was going to say that you would know that you have a notepad and pencil if you did want to.
Yes, but my thinking is they're probably watching us as well. And okay, go on, something. Essentially, I'm going to say, I'm going to get a drink. Can someone give me a hand? And at least I can then. Or does anyone else want one? Someone give me a hand.
Can I be very convenient? Because Mrs. Fowler was about to say she wants to go get a drink from the bar. So can I help you with that organically? That was genuinely going to happen before you said that. So.
Yep.
Oh well, you asking if anyone had a drink. I guess we were then triggered me.
You could say it at the same time and have a little laugh about it, and then I could get jealous and suspicious.
What is
And then
going
I'll
on with
notice your
Farwell
face.
today?
And then I'll notice your face and say, "Would you like to dance, Wilfred?"
No. Enjoy your time with Ted.
Look, you've had your time with Ted. There's enough Ted to go around.
Why are we suddenly making this into a thing?
Well,
We got to be careful here. 'Cause
I don't think I made it into a thing. I think if you weren't thinking it's being made into a thing, then
He's just had one gin too many.
No, you go enjoy yourself.
well, I wouldn't mind at least seeing the ballroom before we leave. So
Is it?
I will
actually
keep them proper, Mr. Farwell.
Actually genuinely looking for an opportunity to dance with my husband. Apparently this will never happen. We're always just going to go to every opportunity. Fine.
Is what you say to Ted as you're getting a drink.
Yeah, to the ballroom.
Okay.
What does the dance skill fall under, Johnny?
That's a good question.
Depends
I
how
mean-
bad it got.
dexterity based would probably be.
Yeah. Because acting is
Dodge.
under art
Has to
and
be
craft.
dodged, isn't
It's got to be
I
dodge,
don't-
hasn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say you're really bad fighting brawl.
Jump.
jump.
It seems like it might be an art or something, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Who
it probably
cares?
would be.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
what I was
But that would
saying.
be like
Acting is under
chill
art and
dancing.
craft, so
Because it's one of those like things anyone can do, right? To a certain extent.
Mm.
I don't
Maybe.
think we've all got 5% in dance. Seems a bit
Um,
hard.
For the normal sort of ballroom or just
Yeah.
general dancing, it's not like we're doing a routine essentially.
That's true.
In the 20s, particularly people, like I think a lot of people could dance at least to some
Sure.
extent, right?
To some
5%
extent.
that's more like the modern world.
so you're going to get a drink
Is
before
anyone in
dancing?
the corridor as we walk down the corridor?
Let's find out. Yeah, let's say that you pass somebody or two people going from the ballroom into one of the other rooms.
Okay, I will wait until we're in the ballroom, and I will quietly say to whoever's coming with me, saying, "Someone was definitely listening in our conversation in the drawing room. I don't know why necessarily, because I don't think we've drawn attention to ourselves, but it's worth just, bearing in mind that someone's at least keeping an eye on us."
Us specifically, you're sure?
Am I sure it was us specifically? I guess it's hard to tell, isn't it? If they just sort of sounded like they were listening to the room in general.
Yeah, I think it would be easy to assume that it was you because you've noticed it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But maybe it wasn't you.
Ted is still going to say, yeah, I'm fairly sure they were listening to us.
Interesting. Jonny.
It might be that we're new, but...
Yeah, well, precisely. I think, Jonny, now the place is a bit more full. Do we obviously seem to stand out? What I'm getting at is it obvious every single other person here is like of Egyptian heritage?
No, not at all.
Something else
not at all.
Why we might stand out? Okay.
Like you are, you know that you are a group that is new. That could be a reason that you would stand out, especially not necessarily to everybody, but maybe some people are in here every night and therefore they know if you are new, even if they've only seen somebody a few times before, they might know that, a group of this size to be new might be a strange thing.
In that case, I think I'll look to Ted and just go, well, I suppose we can hope it's that we're new and we're not being watched for another reason already.
No, I might be paranoid, but I think it's still worth just erring on the side of caution with what we talk about here, which we tend to do anyway. But
the reason I wanted to come into the larger room, Jonny, is because I would like to keep an eye out for specifically anyone looking at us, but also anyone who, other than the proprietor and the bouncer, because that's their job, anyone who is in particular watching anyone else.
Okay.
Other than us.
I mean, us is also a concern, but
I'm going to go get us drinks.
So not the proprietor or the bouncer, anybody else.
I mean, I guess I do also want to know if the bouncer is giving us evils, so but yeah.
Okay.
Roll spot hidden.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh. Oh, so close. So it is pass, and it's a hard pass. I rolled 15 under 71. So not quite an extreme pass.
Okay.
Oh, but if I spend 1 luck, then it is an extreme pass. I'm going to do that because I'm paying really close attention.
Okay. You don't currently see anybody keeping a particular eye on you. But I will keep that roll in mind if that were to change.
Thank you.
While I'm at the bar, can I just, if he's still here, invisible, clock the person who manages the club? Who?
Yeah, he's still kind of
will
hanging
put Boy
around,
Scouts in here.
hanging around here between these two big mirrors.
Cool. Okay, I don't think I'll make myself known to particularly. Otherwise, I just note him being there.
Can you make a? Oh no, never mind. No, ignore me.
No. I do quickly glance at, does he seem chill, normal, relaxed evening behavior? But that's also. Yeah.
You can make a psychology roll.
That's a pass. Hey.
Okay.
That's 3 actually, so that's an extreme success.
Okay. So his business seems to be running reasonably well from what you can see in terms of, there's separate areas. Everything seems to be going exactly how it should be in those areas. People seem to be having a good time. Nobody seems to be having too much of a good time. But he looks a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's kind of looking around. You see that occasionally his eyes land on a group of, you think it's 4 or 5 guys. It's difficult to see through the crowd. And kind of lingers on them for a couple of seconds. Whereas the rest of the time he's kind of like just scanning the room.
Okay. Interesting. Those guys, maybe I can't see them very well for now. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get back to our group with drinks, and then just like nod towards that group of guys, or gesture towards them subtly, and just be like, maybe we keep an eye on them, and then maneuver if possible, so I can get a clearer look at them. Do they stand out visibly in any way?
Not overly. They kind of fit in with the rest of the room, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you sort of using dance as a method of moving around?
I was
going to
say, what is the vibe? Are most people standing and just tapping feet to the music, or is it dance at the moment?
There's a little bit of both. There's sort of an area in the more central in the room, which is kind of more dancey, and then there's kind of people standing around with martini glasses, kind of nodding their head and tapping their feet, looking at the stage. So you could just kind of wander your way, because they're sort of, let's say, here. Oh, that's on the wrong screen. Let's say they're kind of here. So, and I'm guessing that you guys would be kind of like, just through the door and stop. So you could kind of work your way up this edge without having to awkwardly boogie.
I haven't had enough to drink yet, so I think I'm going for the just tapping feet vibe, and maybe just with the whole air of, get out of the busy doorway energy, move down towards them a little bit.
Okay.
Is it Merritt and Ted with me in the room at the moment? All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll hand you your drinks and then just gently do that. I suspect with all the noise in here, it'll be impossible to listen to them, although I will vaguely try. Probably can't get close enough. I'm leaning very much on the play it safe side, so I'm not going to try and get close enough to listen clearly, but I will vaguely try.
You'll struggle without, very much trying to get up to them, because you're quite close to the stage at this point as well.
Just keep an eye on them, I think, and chill and have a drink and listen to the band.
Yeah, they're just kind of slowly sipping their drinks, and they do have a little bit of a conversation. Occasionally, they'll one of them might sort of laugh at something with one of the others and kind of dig an elbow into their friend, and don't know what they're talking about. But again, from here, you can occasionally, now that you are aware, you can occasionally catch Abdul's eyes kind of stopping on this point of the room for a couple of seconds before moving on again. So he's definitely sort of keeping an eye on them in some fashion. You don't know the reason for that, or
okay. Yeah. Do these guys look of Egyptian heritage? Did you say?
A mix actually between them.
Okay.
Yeah, like half and half of Egyptian and maybe British.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's good for now. Not pushing luck. If we're in here for a little while and I have enjoyed my drink, I might suggest a dance.
We're all terrified of what Mr. Farwell will do to us.
In this scene, this exact scene, if this were like a film or something, it would then cut back to Mr. Farwell in the big soft chair in the drawing room, like nursing a gin, wouldn't it?
I was kind of looking forward to Mrs. Farwell walking into me talking to one of the belly dancers, but like that, we missed that moment. So
I know. I was thinking that.
This is going to turn into like a sort of sitcom or a rom-com or something where we've had the montage of shopping. Now it's going to be one person storming out the room while the other goes, "No, wait, I can explain," as someone misconstrues a situation.
John's made a good point in chat. What drink did I get for Mary? I'm going to roll my education, which is good, to see if I remembered that you don't drink alcohol. And failed at 96. So I've totally brought you a gin.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Do you point it out, or do you just subtly move away?
I subtly hold it.
Gotcha. Very well.
I'm far too polite to say anything.
Mrs. Farwell is busy about other things. I don't think she'll notice. Is either one of you going to dance with me then? The important question here.
Yeah, go on then. I think Ted will.
Are we going to do a roll, Johnny?
do it.
Yes.
Please don't make it dance.
You can, yes, get a tick in dance.
Fail.
I suppose we could get a tick in dance if we're really lucky.
I mean, like failing a dance roll is merely that you give an unremarkable dance performance. So
I suppose that
unless you really fail,
yeah.
I'm gonna say that it's Dex.
Okay, that's doable.
Dead on 50.
no chance for improvement then.
No, I just failed. I don't have another one spending luck though.
Yeah, do you know when I said that's doable? I got 64 or 60 on Dex, but I'm not.
We both just failed.
That's both just like slightly bumpy dancing where you occasionally knock into each other.
Yeah, it's like
which is even more compromising.
The worst sort. At least if we fall on the floor, we wouldn't have to continue to face this.
That's not my hip, Ted.
That's definitely not my hip either.
Terrible. Causing a scene. My God.
Yeah,
This
just
is
sort
at
of
least causing
like
a scene.
right. It's kind of at the point when you're kind of both supposed to put your right shoulder forward. One of you puts the left shoulder forward, and you just kind of hit each other. It's just nobody even really notices that you've messed anything up. It's just mildly uncomfortable for both of you, I think, every sort of minute or so.
I suppose thinking about it, it would have been worse if we both rolled like a 1 and we've been really standing out and like, just drawing the show all.
Yeah.
That would have been really bad.
Someone comes in the drawing room. Have you seen some of these new guys? Oh, yeah.
Merritt's just there with nothing to uncomfortably drink while he's watching this.
I think I've been left holding everyone else's drinks as well.
We're so awkward.
Right, with that image, I think that's a good point to leave it for this evening.
Cool.
Amazing.
Thanks, everyone. Any questions or comments, please put them in the chat. We can discuss them. Links to everything below the stream, social media, other streaming platforms, Discord, and Patreon. Loads of stuff in our YouTube back catalogue. And that's probably everything, I think. Yes.
I finally have a skill checked in this story arc, and it's a praise, the first thing I managed to check.
Cool. Anything good in the chat, John? Spell versus shotgun. Shotgun is faster and costs less sanity. Yep. 42 is correct.
Does it cost
100%.
sanity to fire a shotgun, though? Some sanity? You know, kind of what that implies.
I mean, it depends if you get them right on or if you just clip them.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the sanity check is dependent on what you're shooting rather than the gun you're using. I also like this from Steve.
World's first TPK through embarrassment.
Surely.
Could be. Could be.
Oh, gosh.
And we also have a very important question backstage from Justin. Justin?
Well, I promised some people on the Discord that they get to see what I made this weekend. I don't know if anyone's interested, but probably not.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I am, so
I'm interested.
Yeah.
But it's this sword.
Wow.
Nice.
So,
Which,
blacksmith time then.
yeah, like, you know, you could forge a sword, people. That's a thing you can do. That they just let you do that. They let me do that.
It's completely legal.
Imagine what they'd let you do. You know, like it's like that's a thing I have to own now. I don't have to. I love it, but it's also terrifying.
It means you're very prepared for a zombie apocalypse situation.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah. You've not got into any trouble carrying it around on the streets, have you?
I don't think it would be a good idea for me to carry it around on the streets. So
Have a try walking around with it.
It'll go over the fireplace. I think that's where I'll end up.
Just make sure the mounting's secure. You don't want any accident.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of Damocles type situation.
For more or less first time blacksmithing, which I assume it is, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yeah,
it's an experience thing. Would you say it's a usable sword? Like, in the first session, you crafted a sword that you're happy is sword.
Well, it is a decorative item. It is not heat treated, although one could heat treat it, and also and because of that, it is made not to be sharp. So I can do this without any concern.
I mean, that'd have been a bad time to find out it was sharp, wouldn't it? Then
without, I mean, I found out lots of times this weekend at points when it was more sharp than it is now. But it is very possible with a team. We had basically 6 people making this together over 5 hours to make a sword that would be sharp if that was what your intended goal was to do. Mm-hmm. Would it be good? I don't know. Is this a good sword? Possibly not. But it certainly is a sword. It's certainly heavy. I wouldn't want to be hit with it.
Good.
Nice.
That's the kind of basic level for a sword, isn't it?
Pretty much. I agree. I mean, like, you know, it scares me, you know, so it's...
I do know that you can do a lot of damage with a blunt sword. As
yes.
I think anyone who has LARPed and has also been incredibly clumsy could probably tell you.
Thanks for letting me show off my sword, everyone.
Thanks for showing your sword.
If this was back,
Uh,
if this was back many years ago, it would end up in some ATCB shorts at the start of an episode. We would, we would pull it out.
100%.
I think we have literally included someone's sword in one of our skits before.
The Hema swords were used. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember using them.
For Inish, I think.
It was, yeah. As well as a rug.
Yes. Anyway, nostalgia.
Go back to long ago videos for that.
Right. Thanks everybody. Oh, go on, Sam. Sam.
No, I was gonna say, it's funny anecdote as well. I just thought about the session. You always have that funny moment where you really don't want to metagame when a place has a map, do you?
Yeah.
But we all know what we're thinking.
Well, this map doesn't
Well, there
include
wouldn't be a
big
map
blank spaces and
if
missing
there weren't
spaces like
secrets.
last time.
I tell you what, this map
Or,
doesn't
like-
include either. Bathrooms.
That's
Oh,
deeply
yeah.
suspicious.
I mean, is
Deeply
that
Down
that
there.
suspicious at all for a London building? Is this
Well,
period?
You know, there's governance, isn't there? Yeah. I
just
don't
go
know what the
with the
governance
It's
It's
gone
pretty
beyond
much
chamber pots at this point and thrown the muck out the window, hadn't it?
And then you start.
I don't know.
Even if you weren't.
There's probably an outdoor toilet though.
If you're
The
paying
point was
£5 for membership,
It's a private club, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
We're in
nice
Soho.
outdoor
Like,
toilet,
it's-
and everything.
Say the bathrooms are on the ground floor.
Yeah, I also am like 100% treating this as as far being like, well, whether or not this is anything long term, this is a great spot to become a member of. Now I am actually like it is pretty much just my local members club. Now I've paid £5.
When it
I'm going to be
You've
coming
managed
here
to
for the rest of my
expense
life.
it. Yeah.
Like-
exactly.
Cool. All right. Thanks everybody. I can't remember if we're on next week or not, so join us on the Discord to find out when I find out. But yeah, cool. Thanks for joining us, and we'll either see you next week or the week after or the week after or the week after or the week after or in the past. Bye.